So at the very top of the group, you're going to see that there's a unique email address. Every time you create a group on the platform, it's going to generate this unique email address. So in an open discussion format, any member of that group would be able to email all other members by sending to that one unique email address. And it will actually create a new topic on the web presence as well, all from email. On the right-hand side, you're going to see general information about the group. There is an area where you can add files. You can share any file type with your group members. It's as simple as browsing locally, giving it a name, and pushing it up. You will see all your group members here on the bottom right. If we're not plugging into a school's LDAP, there's a couple of different ways to add members. If we were 5 or 6 students working on a marketing 300 level class together on a class project, I could step in here, I could enter the student email addresses separated by comma, click submit, they're automatically going to be added to the group. If we're adding a larger list, if we're adding an all-student list or a large regional alumni list, it would take forever to do it that way, so we have a CSV uploader. It's very simple to use. It's also very fast. So those are your options for adding people. So we've covered the group creation process. We've covered how to message members of your group via email. We've covered posting, adding files to your group for your members to see, and adding people to your group. Let's go ahead and post a topic. And so here's the network page for the SUNY Community Colleges network that we created for everyone. And we're going to go to groups. CCSAO is a group that we set up ahead of time. This is the one that we just created. So let's go ahead and post a topic. We're going to choose the group to which we want to post. We'll give it a, call this. And the topic interface I'll walk you through is very simple. Again, that emphasis is on simplicity. It is very basic, but it's also very robust. It supports full HTML. So if you are a student-based organization on campus that traditionally posts a lot of physical collateral and you want to go green, you can plug the HTML into the HTML source editor, and that piece will render in email and on the web exactly as it would have otherwise. Ditto that if you're an organization that sends out a regularly occurring e-newsletter. Let's say you're a revenue center like Alumni Affairs or Admissions. This would be very important to you. This would give you one interface through which you could post that information and also allow you to reach out over your social media channels as well.
Question.
So, please.
How could that be used from a faculty perspective in terms of posting class notes and things of that sort?
Sure. So that's a great question. What you would be able to do is you would be able to quickly and easily create a group for your specific class. You would be able to use the add file functionality that I showed you. You can push the class syllabus, you can push assignments, you can push any information up to that class that's pertinent. And being in this region, as that student who has to wake up at 8 a.m. for that early morning class, if there's 15 inches of snow on the ground as there is out west, the most beautiful sound in the world is getting a text message from your professor at 7 a.m. saying stay in bed. So that's another way you could use it as well. If you have all of your students added to that group as a professor, it would probably be smart to encourage them to add their SMS information, which is opt-in, so they can get those types of alerts. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Great question. Yes?
Why would you use this as opposed to doing like a Facebook group?
Sure. You could do a Facebook group. The reason you would use Regroup is it's going to give you the ability to reach beyond Facebook. Facebook is great if you're on it. Most students are, but it's not as robust a communications platform as Regroup as far as sharing attachments, sharing files, and that sort. So this is going to allow you to send out over all platforms. So in addition to sending out over Facebook, and I'm going to cover the publishing options here in just a second, we're going to send out, we have the ability to send out an SMS message. We can post it to a Twitter feed. We can post it to a personal Facebook profile in a Facebook page. And it's also going to post to the web. So one way or the other, they're going to get it. So that's a great question. Thank you. We are going to plug in some rich media here. It does support rich media. You can embed photos, you can embed videos, and how convenient. I have a video about Tompkins Community College up. I'm going to go ahead and copy that URL. It's right from YouTube. And we are going to select the rich media option for video. We're going to plug it in. In 5 seconds, we just embedded a YouTube video. So I think now it's important that we have the video to send it out to all of our members. Broadcasting options are at the bottom. At the bottom, you'll see it's automatically going to publish to the group's web presence. We have the option to send it out an email to Facebook. When it says Facebook, it's going to go out to my personal Facebook account. So it's going to go to my wall, and it's going to go to my feed, and then be visible to my universe of Facebook friends. So from a marketing and a PR perspective, This is a great way to show the community how active, engaged, and involved students at your schools are.
With the Facebook page, does it hit the fan pages?
Yes, yes it does. Yes, I'll show you how that renders. It's really cool. And then the last option is going to be the text message. This is already linked to a Twitter feed, so it's going to link up to Twitter as well. So by clicking post on this item, we are effectively broadcasting this across 6 platforms with a click of a button to all members. And so we're going to go ahead and click post there. I'm not sure if I get reception, but I've got one bar. How's everyone looking for AT&T? All right, so we just posted that video. Obviously, it's a YouTube video. This is how it's going to render on the web. So, of course, you can engage it fully from the web, as you would expect. And I'm going to take you over to email and show you how it renders an email. Now, we discussed students, not being very responsive to email. They're not responsive to email because either they're not interested in the content that's coming, or they feel like they would need to go back to the site and engage. That's what a lot of services do, unfortunately. Students are on the go, especially your non-traditional populations. They've got jobs, they've got families, they don't have time to engage your email. So they get this email, they can engage everything fully, right from the email. And if they're working in a group environment, if they're working, on a class project, or they're contributing to SGA or some other student-based club or organization, they would have the ability to respond to the person who sent it individually, or they can respond to the entire group, thus posting a new topic on the site from their email, and they're done. So we're going to go ahead and create a topic, and that will actually create a topic on the site as well. All right. So send that out. So that's how it renders. That's how it would render an email. I'm a Mac user. I can engage rich media from from my email interface, depending on what their email interface is. They may have the same abilities. And so we're going to go ahead and pause that and take you over to a couple of other platforms. Okay, so here we are on the Facebook page. We've got the name of the group, the name of the topic, and we've also got a link. So all roads lead back to your school. Again, from a revenue center's perspective, this is great. For everyone's perspective, it's good, but from the revenue center's perspective especially. I understand that enrollment at community colleges is up now in the down economy. This is a great way to reach out beyond the folks at your admissions office. My connection's slow, but it just came through. It's usually much faster. I'm disappointed. So it's a great way to kind of expand your reach and your messaging. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see which Twitter I have up. That is Schenectady's Twitter feed. And so now they can have multiple departments feeding into one centralized feed. Basically, they've got a vibrant social media network, and they don't really have to do much from the administrative side, with all those different groups feeding in. Okay.
That's your reply.
Oh, that's my reply. Okay, cool.
Your
Got it. Great. Okay, thank you. All right, and so I will take you over to. Okay, here we go. So here's my personal Facebook page, which is always dicey. Going to show you how it renders. This is the wall. This is how my friends are going to see it too. So my universe of 300 people or whoever I'm connected to that I don't really know and I'm not really friends with, they're going to see this. They're going to have the name of the group, the name of the topic, and also that link that of course leads right back to your organization. And so that is how we render Facebook, Twitter. I got the text message. Showed you the email, and what I would love to do is open it up for questions. I just wanted to show you the nuts and the bolts, and I'd love to dive deeper anywhere where I think it might be interesting.